It's April 14th, 2025, and I'm starting this week off over at Mariners Elementary behind me, subbing 6th grade today. Today is quite a day, as with every time I sub this class. I subbed this class a couple of times before, so they all know me as a sub. In fact, when I walked out this morning, they were excited to see that I was a sub, and one of the students in this class pointed at me and said, "Hey, I bought your book." However, this class is very, very loud and noisy. I mean, I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I mean, they're all good in heart, and that's also what the teacher says. A lot of redirection to stay silent. But somehow we're muscling throughout the day. I went through grammar, I went through math, they had PE, they had music, and after lunch is social studies, so we're going to be reading about ancient China. It looks like they've already been studying ancient Greece and ancient Mesopotamia. I really enjoyed giving a crash course on math because we're doing equations, exponents, combining like terms, the distributive property, and all that stuff. At least one student was happy that she finally understands it, and I was going around tutoring other students and answering their questions too. I mean, I'm always better at math instead of grammar, ironically. And apparently there was a big earthquake today, and some people here felt it and other people didn't, and I'm one of them who didn't. I didn't know until I saw a message on my phone. I was walking down the hall, and at the same exact second there was another person who was asking a teacher, "Hey, did you feel the earthquake earlier?" And the teacher she was talking to said no, but this teacher said, yeah, she felt it for sure. I turned to her and I said, I just got a message on my phone. I didn't feel anything. But anyway, I guess those are the adventures of today, along with a lot of students asking if I remember their birthday or if I could guess their birthday. Well, as always, glad to be here at Mariners. And it's April 15th, 2025, and I'm over here at Ensign subbing 7th grade science today. And the day is very fantastic so far. The students are impeccable in this class. I was asked to cover a 3rd period math class. It was 8th grade math. I subbed for this teacher last September 13th. And it was impossible, but you know, some days are more managing than others. It took like 40 minutes to do 1.5 math problems. And it was all about volume, and you know, I know this stuff, I love this stuff, and I love to teach this stuff, but not all the students wanted to learn. And I did the very, very best, and at one point I'm like, okay, just raise your hand if you have any questions. But then I came back here to another impeccable period, and then SSR, and some students were actually practicing math. They're doing like statistics, mean, median, mode, and a few of them came up and asked questions. And so the science classes are taking a quiz, and it's all about photosynthesis and cellular respiration. And exactly 9 years ago is when I took it at OCC. I used to know all of that stuff, like glycolysis and all the stages, and then it went to this cycle and that, and then the mitochondria. I still remember the basics, like what goes into photosynthesis, what comes out, and vice versa for cellular respiration. Well, anyway, I'm sure that the rest of the day would go well, and I have very exciting news. I actually just got off a Zoom meeting with Denise Dedor of ABC7 about an hour or so ago, about an hour and a half ago. I got contacted by ABC7 again, asking if I could come on the news today. And I said, yes, I have a lunch break, and so I was just interviewed. Apparently, the prevalence of autism is now 1 in 31, and it was 1 in 36 back in 2023. So they're asking me questions about that, so it's going to air sometime between like 5 and 5:30 tonight. So very excited. This is the 3rd time I'm on ABC7. Well, as always, glad to be here at Ensign. Can't wait for next time. It is April 18th, 2025, and I'm back over here at Ensign Intermediate School, this time subbing music, and I'm very excited because I'm a musician myself, well, not professionally. I subbed for this teacher a couple of times last year. I always enjoy subbing music. I'll be subbing music next week at Newport-Mesa Elementary. The first period is prep, and then the second period they're going to Fullerton with the music teacher, and then 3rd period and beyond I will be covering classes. So I'm looking forward to this day. So as expected, the day went melodiously. There was one period when they watched Fantasia, and there's another period where it was brass and it was very loud, but the students were very good playing their instruments. I wasn't subbing yesterday because I did 3 volunteer assemblies at Oak Creek Elementary School in Irvine Unified School District for an estimated 820 students. It was wonderful, and I posted a video about that. Well, anyway, it's always a pleasure to be here at Ensign. Remember that disability or not, anyone can do whatever they set to their heart to find to do as long as it's practical. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.